and welcome back to my channel. I am Empress Real 1584, the Good Witch. If this is your first time visiting me, I would like to thank you. While you're here, please like, subscribe, and share this channel. By taking this action, you will be helping the channel to grow. Also, take a moment to read my About page so that you can have a proper understanding about who I am. I would never copy another person's work, nor will I ever copy another person's title. That is because I am authentically me. This work is a part of my bloodline. I thank you for visiting, and I hope that you will return. Please check out my other videos. All are welcome to share his or her story in the comment section below because your story may be a helpmate to someone else. My channel is a no judgment zone place for healing in some sort of way. If my videos do not resonate with you, please do not try to make them fit your circumstances at all. For anyone else and everyone else that the message does make sense to, take from it what will help you on your journey towards your happiness in every area of your life. Once again, I am Empress Real 1584, the Good Witch. This channel is all about healing. So let's begin healing together. You know, I'm doing the Cancer reading today, and you can read for yourself if you know how to remove anything that you're feeling away from the reading. If you can absolutely, without a doubt, remove your energy, you can absolutely read for yourself. True story. But I'm doing a Cancer reading today. I'm a Cancer. So I'm reading for myself. But if you find yourself in this reading, okay, we don't know what's going to come out, but we're going to keep it real. We're going to keep it cute, and we're going to keep it never on mute. We're going to let whatever comes out come out. I do have my daughter in the background. I called her. I said, hey, can you monitor for me? A lot of you who watch this platform, you know that I wear glasses. They're bifocals. I keep another pair on standby. But I wear bifocals, I wear glasses, so I may not catch your readings. And I'm fortunate enough to have my daughter in the background who will respond to you if I can't see, if I don't catch your messages. I don't like to leave anyone on mute. I don't want anyone to ever think that I'm ignoring them because I'm not. I just may not be able to see your messages, right? Without these, right? Listen, I'm 52 years old. And with me being 52, these, they get a little weaker, right? They get a little weaker with time. But there's always ways to heal. And I haven't been doing it, but I'm about to. But let me just say this first and foremost. This is a Cancer reading. I hope everyone is doing well. When I do the readings, I place the camera on the desk so that you can watch me shuffle the cards, cut them, and then as I shuffle them, you can watch the cards fall out and you can watch me place them. You know, me personally, I don't like to have any cards on the desk, not unless I'm doing a part two to a reading and I left the cards down overnight. And I don't like to leave any deck of cards open, but I will leave them open if I'm going to follow up with a part two of a reading, right? But leaving decks open is never good to do. Let me tell you, it's never good to do. But this is a Cancer reading. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope everyone is doing well. And I want to clear something up. When I say leave a comment, share your story because you never know when another person is reading your comments, if you may be able to help that person, and then the two of you can communicate, right? And you can tell them how you healed. You can learn from them, they can learn from you. That's what social media is. However, I would always be careful with how much I share, especially on platforms like this, whether it be Tarot, whether it be with a person that's just doing psychic readings live. If a person is doing mediumship readings, I will be careful with how much information that I put out there, because a lot of tarot readers, they read your comments and they try to say things pertaining to your situation, and you'll be like, oh my goodness, jolly old guy, they're real. No, they just read your comments. So just be mindful of how much you share. If there's someone in the comments that connects with you, tell them to meet you in your inbox, right? Because you don't want to share so much and then someone picks up on your message and they read it and then they'll be like, well, Mike said he's meeting with you tomorrow. Mike never said that. They just know that you're dating a person named Mike because you wrote it down. So be careful with how much you share. It's so important, right? Be careful with how much you share. An authentic psychic like myself, an authentic medium is never going to ask you anything. We're going to give you a reading and we're going to tell you everything that we see. We're going to tell you everything that's given to us and we're going to share it with you. No matter who comes in, whether it be a family member, a friend, or an ex co-worker, we're going to share with you. We're going to share with you. But let me place this down so you can watch. I hope you're doing well. Like I said, the month of September has just begun. Let me just say that. And, there's a lot of changes going on when it comes to signs. A lot of changes are happening for people, transformation. But I just want to speak about this, right? And I know I've spoken about this before, but I would like to reiterate. I would like to speak about it again. You know, when each and every one of us think about our homes, we don't just think about the dwelling, house, apartment, trailer, or townhouse, whatever the case may be, right? Tiny home. We go deeper than that. We think about safety. We have a mental thought of peace and comfort. We think about our sanctuary to whereas we can rest, relax, and rejuvenate to build our strength for the next day's task. Our home should be where the chaos of the world cannot and should not enter the structure of our homes. Home is where chaos should not intrude because this should be the one, this should be the one place that our soul should be able to settle and take a deep breath and then exhale the peace, the comfort, the safety, and most importantly, the happiness that you are creating within the walls of your home. When you just get off work and your day may or may not have been stressful, where do you want to go? Most of us. Where is the first place that you think about when you want to leave the day behind you? Most of us think about the safe place, that comfort zone. And some of us can't wait to see our bathtubs to relax and enjoy the peace in our sanctuary. Stay with me. Please stay with me because I'm just getting started. Now, what happens when a darkness wants to enter your safe place that you didn't invite, when your peace is disrupted because someone is envious of you, jealous of your happiness, when people hate you because you love your spouse, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, or significant other? What happens when you see demonic spirits in your home? or you feel demonic spirits in your home, all of a sudden, you and your significant other begin to argue or even fight physically, and someone in your safe place gets ill. You didn't invite these spirits at all, but someone did. Let me just say that. What do you do when your peace is disrupted and you can't explain why? Let me help you out. This is when you, your spouse, or your significant other is under attack. You know something is wrong, but you can't put your finger on it. The battle is not in the street or at your jobs, but it is in your home. The enemy can show up as family, friends, or a neighbor. They are showing up as the sheep in wolf's clothing. They are subtle, sneaky, and very strategic. Remember those specific words. If they can invade your environment, they will be able to weaken your defenses if you don't understand what they're trying to do. To my Bible thumpers, the book tells you to be sober and vigilant so that your defenses, which is your energy, can be all knowing, seeing, feeling, tasting. Your enemies are searching for ways to destroy your character, your mind, body, and soul. And you aren't even aware because they are disguised as family, friends, and neighbors, and so on. But you wouldn't know the difference because they are disguised in sheep's clothing. You can't see the wolf under the mask, can you? Uh-uh. Because you aren't sober, nor are you vigilant, which simply means to keep careful watch for possible danger or difficulties. These dark energies all of a sudden want to bring you a gift, a pair of earrings, flowers, food, a statue, because they have listened to your many likes versus your many dislikes. Darkness can be put on objects, let me tell you. So pay attention. I am working my way through this, so just stay with me. I'm working my way through this. Pay attention to your bathrooms, your kitchen, your living room, and yes, the darkness can get into your bedroom. Pay attention to the people who want to walk around your home all of a sudden. Pay attention to those people that have to go to the bathroom 3 and 4 or 5 times, not unless they have diarrhea, right? You are not being vigilant because once again, they are family, friends, neighbors, or even a coworker. They bring things to your home and you may not see it because you aren't looking for anything out of place. They do this when sending demonic energy, and that's because the demonic energy that they sent didn't work. Now they have to physically bring something or have something delivered, or they will send it by someone else that you trust just to get in your front door. These dark people want to bring heaviness and confusion in your home. They want to cause chaos, misery, and strife. Now, you may be saying to yourself, what did I do to these people or this person? And the answer is nothing. They may hate you simply for being you. Let me just say that again. They may hate you simply for being you. They may hate the love that you give. They may hate you simply because you are happy and the darkness doesn't want to see you or your person happy. They may hate you because they can't control you. There are millions of reasons why people, demonic spirits, and dark energies come to kill, steal, and destroy. To my Bible thumpers, you definitely understand what I'm talking about. They want to dim your light because it shines brightly and they are miserable. But you will not be misery's company. Let me say that again. You will not be misery's company. Many people practice the dark art to destroy. We call that black magic. And many of you are unaware that objects carry spirits, evil spirits, just like anointing oil can be concentrated for holy use to block and protect against demonic entities. You know, the kind of holy oil that you get from your pastor, your preacher, your bishop, whomever the case may be. Items can be cursed and prayed over to destroy your happiness. So stop opening your doors to demonic energies. Clean your home and collect your peace. Get rid of those gifts from people who lied on you, gossiped about you, who tried to destroy your character, your peace, and also your happiness. Get rid of that shit. Those people who mistreated you and abused you mentally and physically. Get rid of all that shit. And thank you for the gift. I heard you. Um, I heard you. I heard you. And I thank you. And I thank you to the new followers. And more importantly, I thank you for your time. You know, I had to reiterate this message because a lot of things start happening in your life when you're not paying attention. When you're not paying attention. And the reason why you may not be paying attention, because the sheep in wolf's clothing comes disguised as family, friends, a co-worker, a neighbor. It's as simply as somebody bringing you, let's just say, a gift, right? And but before they bring it to you, they be like, I want that bitch to do bad. I want harm to come across her. It's as simply as cursing an object. Simple. Stop taking stuff from people. And especially, why? Why are you giving me this? What did I do to deserve it? Nothing. You didn't do anything to deserve it because that gift can come disguised to harm. Real talk. That's what we call roots, hoodoo, witchcraft. That's what we call even black magic. There are a lot of workers who do perform black magic for the right price. I don't get down like that. I'm a root worker, but I'm trying to tell you, I'm trying to teach you how to keep your environment safe. It's so important to keep your environment safe. Somebody could bring you a sweater. They can bring you a sweater and curse that sweater, or they can put something in it, and then all of a sudden you're like, why does this sweater have me itching? Absolutely. You put the sweater on today, and a couple of days from now, you're getting sick with flu like symptoms, and you're wondering why. People do all types of things. So just be careful. Be careful. And I would like to say, I'm wearing my mother's shirt today. This shirt is 25 years old. This shirt is 25 years old. It's a denim shirt, right? It belonged to my mother. She gave it to me when I was in high school. But look, I just wanted to put it on, you know? But when I decided to put this top on, my mother always kept our home safe. She did. She always kept our house free and clear of people. Let me tell you, when I was young, and you know how sometimes when I was young, listen, I'm 52, but we used to go outside and play double dutch, hopscotch, kickball. I'm just telling you what we used to do because kids, they like to be in the house, but we wanted to be outside. And we got to be outside until the street lights came on. And then when they came on, some of us got to sit on the front porch. As long as you didn't leave the front porch, you was good, right? If a child from my town was on my block and they came to play in front of my house, if they had to pee, and I go to the door and I'd be like, Ma, they got to use the bathroom. She'd be like, tell them to go home. And I used to be like, huh? She'd be like, they not using the bathroom in here. And I'm like, Ma, why? They got to use the bathroom. She'd be like, how far they live? Do they need a ride home? And when I was young, I used to be like, Ma, and she used to be like, let me tell you something. This is how I protect my house. She says, you don't know what somebody will put on somebody to bring in your house. I'm never going to let anybody disturb my peace, my comfort, my happiness, and my safety. Yes, my mother was a root worker too. Listen, that's what we did. That's what I still do. My daughter, who's monitoring, that's what she does too as well. She's a medium, she's a psychic, just like her mom is generational. But you must, no matter who it is, protect your home. People could put shit down for you to walk in. True story. People could put stuff down for you to walk in. They could put it by your front door. They could put it by your car door because these are the steps that you would take that you probably wouldn't look down at. And some things you can't even see. People do all types of shit. How do I know? Because I do shit too to protect my family. I'm going to make sure my family is good. But I'm teaching you because this platform is just not about tarot readings. I came up here many times to share bits and pieces of information, but I'm not going to share so much because I have family members that watch, and one day they may become my enemy, and one or two are my enemies that still sit here and watch me. But they know how I get down. But I'm teaching you how to keep your environment safe, to keep yourself safe. You know, I've asked people, is it better to know than not to know? And I always get, they say, it's better to know. That's what they say. It's better to know. hmm You know, recently, my husband saw a videotape, and the videotape was, I'm not going to say who was on it, but people were beefing in the videotape. And so the young fella, right, because he's younger than me, like 20s, 30s, and he said, we can do this the street way, or we could do this with voodoo. That's what he said. So understand that you do need to be aware so that you could protect you, protect your home, protect your family, protect the things that you love, and always speak life over you. Because the person that's the protector, you need to be strong to withstand anything that comes against you. So always speak life over yourself. Always strengthen your energy. And never send your children out your home without them being covered. I don't care if they're going to schools, things happen in the school. I never allowed my children to walk out of my home without them being covered. True story. Without them being covered. Now, before I started homeschooling them, listen, my boys were rough. Let me tell you. One day, my son went to school with a brand new pair of shoes on, and he's in his 30s now. He watches too. And someone stepped on his shoe, and he was like, you stepped on my shoe. I'll kill you. This was when he was younger, elementary school. And I got a phone call telling me to come to the school. So I said, okay. So when I got to the school, they was like, we're suspending him because he made a threat. I said, hold up. You're suspending him because he made a threat? And they was like, yeah, we have to take things like this seriously. I said, I get it. I said, but he's not going to be suspended. I said, because if he wanted to put his hands on the person that stepped on his shoe, he would have done it. right then and there. I said, he was talking shit. And they was like, yeah, but he still said it. Let me tell you, before I walked in that school, I already knew that the outcome was going to be in my favor. Now, when I was a young mother, I used to always keep my kids protected, even with their wrongs. I don't do that shit anymore. Recently, my son had that same son. He had a situation at his job, and when he came to my home, he was like, "Mom, I need you to do me a favor. Can you do something to blah 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 blah?" And I looked at him and I said, "Nah." And he gave me the meanest look. I said, "Because I know you did something. I know you said something." And he just looked at me and I told him, "You're a grown man now. Everything that I taught you, you should know what to do to keep yourself safe. And you should know how to keep your emotions in check." A lot of single moms, and you may get mad at me for saying this, single moms with sons. A lot of women say, oh, they don't need a man. Hey, and some have been successful without a man in their sons' lives. However, the one thing that most women don't teach their sons is how to control emotions. Because emotions is the reason why so many end up in jail, handcuffed, locked up, and then they're crying because they can't get out. Emotions. Women, we are emotional, ready to pop off, ready to snap off, ready to tell a person where to go. And these are the things that we can't teach our sons. We have to teach them to be calm, cool, and collected. And we should be the same way. But a lot of times we get a pass, and a lot of times we don't. But always speak life over your children when they leave out the door. When my children were younger, my mother was a school teacher, and she would call my home every morning. She never missed a morning. And she would say, put me on speaker. I need to pray safety over these babies. And she would pray safety. And she would say, don't yell at them before they leave for school. She said, you send them with peace so that they can have peace. Protect your homes, protect your family, and protect anything or anyone that lays in the bed with you. Keep your shield of protection over them with your energy. It's so important. Don't let anybody come and disturb your peace. Don't let anybody come and disturb your happiness, because your home, your sanctuary, those four walls should be your safety, your comfort zone. And if anybody's disturbing the peace, let it be you. Because if I'm going to start some shit, I'm going to be the one disturbing the peace. Don't let anybody come and bring their dark energy in your home. Watch everything. Be vigilant. And don't let your guard down. All of a sudden, so-and-so want to come over. All of a sudden, so-and-so want to give you a gift. All of a sudden, so-and-so want to mail you a gift. All of a sudden, when somebody comes over, now they got to go to the bathroom 3 and 4 and 5 times. They walking in your kitchen because they want to throw something in the garbage. You have to be vigilant and keep your eyes on people, because some of these people, they look like sheeps because they're disguised as families and friends and neighbors, and sometimes co-workers come over. But you always have to understand, if you argue with somebody, you had a fight with somebody, you didn't speak to somebody for a while, they bring that negative energy with them. And sometimes people try to send demonic energies to your home through the spiritual world. That's what root workers do when people pay people for miles around. They be like, "Huh, I want this and this and that to happen." And shit can happen. But sometimes those things can't touch you when you're protected, when you keep that energy and you keep that family strengthened. But the person that's going to strengthen it, you have to be the one that keep your strength in check. Your emotions have to be in check. It's important. So my prayer warriors, I'm not a Bible thumper, but my prayer warriors, be the strength of your domain. To my spiritual people, you have to be the strength of your domain. Allow your home always to be your safety, to be your sanctuary, your peace, your comfort, and don't let anybody disturb it. You are welcome. You are welcome. Don't let anybody disturb your peace. Let's get to this Cancer reading. I hope everybody is doing well. I know I say that a lot because I actually mean it. I actually mean it. I want everybody to win. I want everybody to do good, be good, right? Uh-huh. It's important. It's important to keep your energies in check, your emotions in check. Because if your emotions are out of alignment, how are you going to keep your family safe? How are you going to keep you safe first and foremost? But Cancer, let me just say this. You're charming, very charming. You have a sunny personality, and I'm a Cancer too. Thank you so much. Thank you. Listen, thank you so much. My screen just lit up, and I'm assuming those were light bulbs. I don't know. But thank you. I saw those lights, right? They look like orbs. But you have a very sunny personality, but you're proud. Your inner nature is very proud with a concentrated drive to win. You want to win. You want to be successful. You project the illusion of tractability, but you generally manage to get your own way in the end. You have an incorrigible optimist. You enjoy the material trappings of the good life. When you want something, you buy it, even if you can't afford it. You figure that by the time the bills arrive, that the money will mysteriously appear and that they'll be there to pay the bills. And often that proves to be the case for some of you Cancers. You believe that love makes the world go around. And in an intimate relationship, you are romantic and very affectionate. You may flirt a good deal, but you do it more for the attention than anything else. But once you are committed to another person, you are loyal and you are a very devoted partner. Never forget that love equals Cancer. And never forget that Cancers equal love. Love. Whether you knew it or not, the definition of love is the sign of the crab. The sign of the crab is love. Love. But today I'm doing an awareness. This is an awareness reading for the sign of Cancer. This is a 6-card spread. I told you I'm going to be coming back and forth to change things up, but this is an awareness. What do you need to be aware of, Cancer? But before I pull this deck, you know, I always like to start off with my spiritual news deck. I have cleansed my space before I came to this reading. My space was already cleansed. We're going to pull one card from my spiritual news and then we'll begin this reading. Your July 22nd. July 22nd. Is that what I'm seeing? July 22nd? Let me ring my bell. Spirit guides, help me to deliver the most accurate message that I possibly can for the sign of Cancer. Show me what I need to see. Tell me what I need to hear. Thank you. Many of you know when I ring that bell, that's me calling on my spiritual team to help me with any reading that I do. Sometimes I ring that bell before a reading. Sometimes I ring the bell during the reading. But this is breaking news, Cancer. Breaking news. Focusing on the negative will never bring you positive results. Train your mind to focus on the positive and the things that you want, not the things that you don't want. Listen, don't focus on the couldas, the shouldas, the wouldas. Don't focus on he said, she said. Don't focus on any of that because focusing on the negative will never bring you positive results. You have to train your mind. Many of us have to reprogram ourselves not to indulge in gossip, not to indulge in he said, she said, they said. You have to learn how to walk away from those things. You have to start focusing on you. When you focus on you, you strengthen who you are. And when you strengthen who you are, your walk is a little different. The way you speak is a little different. Your head gets a little higher because you're holding it up, because you're like, I demand attention. Focusing on the negative will never bring you positive results. Train your mind to focus on the positive and the things you want, not the things that you don't want. And when you focus on the things that you want, don't doubt it. In order for the universe to bring it to you, for them to receive that this is exactly what you want, what you desire, they have to know that you believe it. So it's time to remove doubt, remove fear, remove negativity because they don't live in you anymore. They're not a part of you. So begin to release Cancer. At the bottom of the deck in other news, Spirit says it's time to let go of the past. Whether it be a past lover, a past trauma, or past memories, accept it for what it is and remember the lessons it has taught you, but leave it where it's meant to be in the past. It's important for you to let go, for you to release. June 27th, I see you. June 27th. July 11th, I see you. But it's time to release. Whatever they did, whatever they said, you don't care anymore. You know, I was this girl growing up, right? But I was petty. I'm a petty Cancer. I didn't argue with people. I never argue with people. Anybody that knows me from my town, they be like, that chick is different. But that's not what they said. They be like, that bitch is crazy. Because I didn't argue. What I did was, my warning was these. That means get out my face. That's my warning. And then I had a problem with these, all of them. I never argue with anybody. It's a waste of time. I'm thick. I'm a big girl. And I was thick then too. So if I'm giving out a breath, it's not going to be from me arguing. It's going to be after I spank that ass. And then I'm a huff and puff. And oxygen somebody, water. But you got to let go of the past. Spirit says it's time to let go. Let go of negativity, pain, trauma, people. It's important. It's important to let go in order for you to move forward. Thank you. Thank you so much. In order for you to move forward, you got to let go. Now let's put this back on the desk so we can move forward, Cancer. Cancer, this is an awareness spread. Awareness. I'm going to shuffle one more time, right? I'm going to shuffle these one more time. One more, one more. One more. Hello, I saw the hello. How are you? This is an awareness spread. This is a 6-card spread. You know, when you come to my readings, I enjoy a 9-card spread, but I told you we're going to keep doing different things, right? Spirit guides, help me to deliver the most accurate message that I possibly can for the sign of Cancer. Show me what I need to see. Tell me what I need to hear. Thank you. Cancer, I heard deliver. Now, we're going to find out what that means. But this first card that came out, and number 1 is actually on the opposite side. Isn't that something? This is an awareness spread, the opposite side. But I heard the word deliver. So maybe I just deliver the word, right? Like the preachers in church. Oh my goodness. All of those cards slipped out of my hand. Excuse me. I could take them, but then this wouldn't be our 6-card spread. Oh, somebody told me do it. I heard do it. This is number 2. Now number 3. Now number 4. Number 5. Number 6. The bonus cards 7, 8, 9. Isn't that something? You see that? I love doing the 9-card spread. Let me tell you, thank you for those hearts. I love doing the 9-card spread. And look, I got my 9 cards. Listen, wasn't that something? I said, I guess the universe said, this is how we going to do it. You going to keep your 9 cards. But excuse me. We're starting off with the pink diamond. This is where you stand, Cancer, if I could pick them up. This is the pink diamond. This is where you stand because this is an awareness reading. There's a rare opportunity for you to find. Find something that you've been hoping for, praying for, meditating on so that you can manifest it to bring it into your existence. But Cancer, there's a one of a kind for someone that's single. There's a one of a kind type of love that's coming your way. Ooh-wee. I can feel that for someone. I can definitely feel that because there's someone that's had a hard time at it. Being in relationships, thinking you can trust someone and then you can't. And sometimes, Cancers, you've even been in relationship with people you knew you couldn't trust, but you dated them anyway, right? You like charity cases. I'm speaking to someone that likes a charity case. But you're very unique. Each and every one of us are very unique and we're creative. And it's time for you to create, express yourself. Whether you're a beautician, an artist, maybe you like to go out into the communities just to help people. But this once in a lifetime opportunity. You see that pink diamond? That's wealth. That's financial prosperity. And that's where you stand. That's how we're starting off this reading. We have the number 2 card. This is where you're going. The word, when I meditated over this reading, it was deliver. Oh, some money being delivered. If you're single, a one of a kind type of love is being delivered. A rare opportunity. You have to believe in your own magic, Cancer. Whatever you're praying for, you have to believe that you can have it, that it's already yours. In order for whomever you pray to deliver it to you. Mm, you have to believe. We have a leadership. See, cancers, they are the leader. They belong in a leader position. However, they don't mind working with a team. They don't mind working with a group because they know that they're going to shine on their own or in the group, being the boss or being with the other employees. They know that they are going to shine because, as the Pink Diamond said, you're very creative. But you, a leader, you are someone who has high influence when it comes to business. That means you know your shit. And if you don't know, you don't mind learning it because you want to level up. So you could be stepping into a leadership role. You know your value, and you'll take nothing less than what you're worth. You're going to begin using your logic over your emotions. Now, I have to say this to my cancers, and I know I say it all the time, but I have to be clear because cross watchers, a lot of y'all heifers, and excuse me, listen, my family from the South, y'all keep saying that cancers are emotional creatures. We have powerful fucking emotions, and we're trying to contain that shit. And we do that for your safety. So when you keep calling us emotional, understand what you're saying. That means we can go from 0 to 10 real quick. So we try to keep our emotions in check because they are powerful so that we won't have to spank that ass like your parents may have forgotten to do to you. A lot of people think that being that we equal love and that we're gentle and we're kind and we're nurturing, it doesn't mean that we won't pull the belt out. I'm just saying. A lot of people get the word confused when they describe cancers, and I hear it all the time. They're very emotional. I'm like, huh? Emotional? No, we have powerful emotions, but we know how to woosah. We know how to control them. See, we give you that warning. Remember these? We give you the warning, and after the warning, if you keep it up, then we may snap. That's because we have powerful emotions. And we warned you because we care, because we love you. If we didn't care, we wouldn't warn you. So you're using logic over your emotions. Cancers, you're using logic. Let me just tell you. You agree. Thank you for agreeing. You understand what I'm saying then, right? We do this for people. We do this for people, right? But that's where you're going. You're going in a leadership position, Cancer. And the number 3 card is your aspirations. Now, there's somebody here that wants to reconcile with someone. Maybe you had an argument with your partner, but it doesn't have to be a partner. It could be a friend or a family member. But you want to reconcile something. You want to restore a form of connection, whatever this is for you. If this was a personal reading, I can dive into this one-on-one. So I'm throwing out examples to you. But Cancers, there's room for apologies here. Whether your person owes you an apology or you owe your person an apology. But when apology comes, it equals forgiveness. Maybe you want to try again in a different way with someone. So it's time for the two of you to have the conversation. It could be a person, a romantic partner. It could be a friend or a family member. You know your situation better than I do, Cancer. And this is your fears. Oh, goodness, this is your fears. You see how we're moving all across the board? And the fear is your past. You're fearing the past. Why are you fearing the past? because I told you to let that shit go. You're fearing the past. These are your fears of someone hurting you. Because the diamond card says if you're single, that a one of a kind type of love is on its way to you. If you're single, if you just started seeing someone, this is a one of a kind type of love. But you could be fearing that someone from the past could be trying to show up, whether it be a lover or a friend. And sometimes all they want to hear is that you forgive them, or they're coming for you to, so that they can say that they're sorry. But just because a person says they're sorry, it doesn't have to mean that you want them back in your life. But the past is coming back. But remember what I said, for someone here, the past wasn't pleasant. So you need to remember what happened so you don't go through that shit again. Because cancers, you do, and I have to say, you accept people's apologies and think that you're going to be best buddies again, and that's not so. Because once somebody shows you who they are, you need to believe them. But the number 5 card is your true desire. Damn it, Cancer. What the heck is going on? You and somebody have some unfinished business. Look at that. Only one piece of the puzzle is missing. Maybe there's someone here that does want to reconcile. But when I see this unfinished business, let me just say this. This is for me. If Listen, even when I do personal readings, I never give anyone any advice. I'm gonna dog walk you through it, and you're going to come up with your own conclusion. You understand what I'm saying? When I see a missing piece, when I receive a card like this and it's a missing piece of the puzzle, you don't need anybody to complete you. Let me just say that first and foremost. That missing piece is you. When you become a leader, your walk gets a little different. Your talk is a little different. The way you hold your head up high is a little different. Once upon a time, you may have felt like you couldn't be without this person, because a lot of people get it confused. They be like, ooh, they complete me. That's a lie. Nobody completes you. You have to complete you. When you complete you, that's when you become a leader. Because when you have that missing piece and you think that that missing piece belongs to someone else, it's a form of control. You're giving away your power. And no one should ever give away their power, loving each other equally. That's powerful. But I don't believe this person loved you the way you loved them, the past. So let them apologize, Cancer. But just because they apologize, it doesn't mean that you need to be bosom buzzy or you need to start this over again. I'm just saying, you have to do what's best for you. But I don't know how to make a U-turn. I don't like doing that at all. I like to go straight forward. I don't know how to do reversals. I don't want to, but it's up to you. If somebody from the past is coming, somebody wants to reconcile, somebody feels like there's some unfinished business between you and them, Or possibly you, Cancer, you may think it's unfinished business between you and them, but always remember they don't complete you. You complete yourself. That's why the leader is here to remind you who you are. You are a leader, a natural born leader. And the number six card is a hidden message. Abundance. The hidden message. Your first card that came out was the pink diamond. That's all about the money. A one of a kind type of love is coming in. And if you just started talking to someone, that's a one of a kind type of love. And if you've been with someone for a long time, this is a one of a kind type of love. And you two can reconcile. There's some things that need to be discussed, but the two of you can reconcile. Excuse me, on my end, my camera is frozen, but on your end, you still see me as moving. But Cancer's abundance. This is your number six card. Abundance. This is abundance in any way that you perceive it. Financial prosperity, good health. Let me go back to that financial blessing. But this is a reward for all your efforts. This is for a Cancer who has been solid, who has been good. You've been on your good. Money flows easily into your life. Say that shit. That's how you manifest. I love money. I like it. I use it wisely, constructively, and judiciously. I understand the ebb and flow. Money goes out, money comes in. But as it ebbs and flows, you want it to build. This is financial prosperity, Cancer. Now we have three bonus cards, right? Three bonus cards. This is the waiting game. This is building patience. This is having patience. And Cancers, who's patient? We understand what patience means because Cancer, there's something or someone that you've been waiting for and you have been very patient. And here they come. And you are expecting to hear some good news. It's arriving. There's someone here, though, that has been putting their life on hold, waiting for someone. And if you've been to my readings before, I need to say this. You should never put your life on hold for anyone. Yes, you may be thinking about someone from your past. You want to reconcile with them, but you don't allow your life to stop because their life hasn't stopped while you're waiting for them. Let me explain. And I'm going to use my mother as an example. I have her shirt on. My mother and dad are married and been married for over 50 something years. And they are both crossed over. Let me just tell you that. My dad was a rolling stone. Wherever he laid his hat was his home, meaning that they were separated for decades. And while they were separated, my mama waited. Her excuse was, I don't want a half-ass man. I want a whole man. That means that everything that she did for herself, no man could do anything more than what she could already do for herself. She was a college graduate. She had 2 college degrees. She was a school teacher. She was a social worker. Let me tell you. So financially, nobody could bring anything to the table if they thought that's what it was all about. But my mother never wanted a half-assed man. She never wanted a man that had somebody and she ain't never want to be nobody's side chick. She taught me that. She taught me that. That's why my confidence is up here because the things that I didn't understand, she instilled them in me. There's a cancer here that's waiting for someone, and you should never let your life stop. My mom put a pause on her life. Not that she didn't want to have fun, not that she didn't want to enjoy life. She wanted her husband, the man she married. And my dad came home a few times during their separation, and she met him at the front door. She would never let him in the house that she bought while they were separated. She would come on the front porch and he'd be like, hey, I want to come home. And she'd be like, you're not ready. The first time he did that, I'm like, I'm a little girl, so children are supposed to be quiet. But in my head, I'm like, I want him to stay. Don't push him away. But I couldn't say nothing because the child's supposed to stay in the child's place. Years later, he came back again and she met him at the front door. And he was like, I want my family. And she was like, no, you're not ready. And when he came back again, I was married, I had children, I was grown. And she opened the door and she let him in because she was like, he's ready now. That meant she didn't want a half-ass man. When my mother and father separated, he never left on his own. She put his ass out. My dad had a college degree as well. He too was a school teacher. My daddy didn't want to work. My daddy was lazy. And my mother had children. And she would say, I can do bad by myself. I can do bad by myself. And when she let him come back, now I didn't want him to come back. But that was her life. That was her decision. And then he crossed over. And then a few years later, she crossed over. Now, while my dad was out there in them streets, he was doing his thing. He was a Rolling Stone. I hope you know the song. Wherever he laid his hat was his home. My dad was fly. He was handsome. The women loved him. And he loved the women a little bit. Because he would get with one, commit bigamy. He would marry him. But it was never a real marriage. Because he was still married to my mother. Never got a divorce. So the women thinking, ooh, I married him. No, you didn't. You're a mistress. Then he leave that one. Then he go to another one, marry that one too. And then he get tired of her. Then he off to the next. Now my grandma would say, let a dog roam and he'll find his way home. And that he did. Decades later. By that time, I didn't need a dad, but my children had a grandfather. I don't make U-turns. But what works for me may not work for someone else. So I'm never going to tell anyone not to revisit their past. You know your situation. If it was toxic as hell, as we talked about in the beginning of the reading, I would really do some soul searching because I don't want to be in anything toxic, whether it's verbal, physical, or mental. It's not worth my peace. It's not worth my happiness, and it's damn sure not worth my life. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm never going to tell a person what to do because each one of us has to do what's best for us. On the flip side, the waiting game. If you're waiting, that's your choice. But I wouldn't wait and not enjoy life. I wouldn't wait and not live, waiting for my phone to ring. That's right. You said I wouldn't wait. I wouldn't wait. I would live. I would enjoy life and I would do me safely. Don't put your life on hold. That's all I'm saying. We have dating. See, the universe agrees with me. Dating. If you're waiting, the universe says go out there and have some fun. I don't mean that having fun that you got to go bed hot with anybody, but a casual dinner, casual conversation. However, don't forget the universe said a one of a kind of love is coming. So, how are you going to know this person? How are you going to get to know them if you're putting your life on hold for someone? It doesn't work like that. You have to be open to love. You have to be open. I was married 20 plus years and I walked away from my marriage. And I was like, I'm not dating again. That's what I said. I said that to the universe. I was like, I'm not dating again. I'm just going to live life. I got a grandbaby. I'm just going to be grandma. And that's it. I'm living. I didn't want to be bothered. But the universe says you don't get to choose. Husband number two, my husband number two was my first kiss when I was 11 and he was 12. You see how the universe works? Cancers, what did I say earlier? You like to flirt. Not that you want the person, but you flirt for attention. And as soon as you get the attention, you like, get out of my face. Ew, I don't want him. I don't want her. But he was flirting though. It feels good to flirt, doesn't it? Because that's what you do. Because you have that leadership ability to say yay or nay. You have that ability to say yes or no. But don't push away the wrong person by not getting to know someone. Cancers, you're so loving. You ignore red flags, even when you see them. Even when they smack you in the face, you ignore them. We're going to play this game. And I don't like to play games, but I'm going to play one with my fellow water signs. Let's do something different. Let's not ignore the red flags. Let's not waste any time. Let's not ignore any red flags. And then that's how you'll be able to spot your person. Because your person, that pink diamond that's coming in, they're unique. They're one of a kind. And this is going to be a one of a kind type of love. So, this is you going on more dates safely. This is you going on more dates safely. And then we have a love offer. Cancers, we have a love offer. So we have that pink diamond, that one of a kind love. We have you waiting, right? You're waiting, putting your life on hold for somebody. That's not everybody here, though. That's somebody here, though. But you're expecting to hear news. And this is me delivering the message that whomever is not waiting, and the one who is waiting, if you choose to not wait any longer, get out there and have some fun, go on some dates safely. And you may be already speaking to somebody specific, that you're friends with and it can turn into something more. But remember the game we're going to play. Don't ignore the red flags. But this, once again, is a love offer, Cancer. And the love offer, you're being asked out on more dates. People see you, people are interested. This is your love life going to the next level because you get to pick. Listen, this is positive. This is new love coming in. When I walked away from my first marriage, man, I had got so many offers. I came from a small town, so people I went to high school with, everybody was hitting me up. And I'm like, ew, no, ew, no. People like, yo, I used to like you, but you were so mean. And I'm like, I still am. Yo, I was scared of you. You should be. I listen. I ain't talking none of them. And then I received a message, and I was like, "Ooh, my first kiss." And I wrote them back. I said, "I don't want to text. I hate to text. Even today, I don't like to text. I'm old school. Can we talk? You know?" And I'm like, "Here go my phone number. Hit me up." And here we are. Here we are. At the bottom of the deck, Cancer. This is a stepping stone. Little steps. Take your time. Get to know each other. One step at a time. Take your time. Take your time. Don't rush anything. Take your time. That's building a foundation. Take your time. My husband taught me patience. We grew up across the street from each other. I had a crush on him all my life. Even when I was married to my first husband, I had a crush on him. I did. True story. My ex, he said, "Is there any person that could ever take you away from me?" And I was honest as fuck. I was like, "Yeah, but you don't have to worry about him because he's married." That's what I said. And then when they met, when they met, I said to my ex, I said, "Remember the guy?" I said, "This him." I said, "This him." And they shook each other's hands. I said, "Remember the guy across the street?" I said, "This him." And my husband was like, "You wild." I said, "But there he go. You see how the universe works." And had he and I ever dated, we wouldn't be married right now. We never dated. We kissed. You know, Hein go get it. Psych, I lied. There was no Hein go get it. He asked me to come over. I was 11. He was 12. His parents wasn't home. And I went in the house and we was kissing. But he got the feeling. And I was like, "Ooh, I didn't know you supposed to touch me there." And my sister knocked on the door. And I was like, "Oh, shit, I'm going to get a spanking." Right? And throughout the years, he became the town's most popular guy. Every girl wanted him. Yeah, I ain't chased. And I became as popular too. And we went separately. Then we kissed again. We did. We kissed again at a later time. Ended up going to a hotel. Never had sex. We kissed. Never had sex. That was the universe setting us up to come full circle. Never had sex, but we did get a room. We kissed, and that was it. No sex, no nothing. Let me tell you, stepping stones, he taught me patience. When we started connecting and we were talking, he said, I'm a date. He said, I'm a date. I said, oh, you going to date? He said, yeah, I'm going to start dating. I said, before you get painted, before you go out on dates, I said, let me hit it. He said, what? I said, let me hit it. He said, no. My ego was bruised. And I'm like, huh? But I'm glad we didn't. We took our time to get to know each other because who we were isn't who we are. We grew up. We're grown. We're full grown adults. He comes with children and grands. I come with children and a grand. We had to get to know each other. And in any relationship, you have to get to know each other. Ask all the questions you need to. But Cancer, remember the game? Let's play the game. What's the game? Anybody remember the game we're going to play? We're not going to ignore the red flags. Because Cancers, I could fix them. You like Build-A-Bear. You like, oh, I could fix him. I could fix her. You can't change anybody. You can't fix anybody. And instead of you always wanting to fix people, go ahead and fill that in, that missing piece. Because that missing piece is you. Don't ignore it. That's right. Do not ignore the red flags. Don't give of yourself so freely to people who don't deserve you. Everybody doesn't deserve a Cancer. Let me just say. Listen, I have to be biased because I'm a Cancer. And everybody doesn't deserve our love. We are love, LOVE. We teach it, we show it, we share it, and we have to protect it. And protecting it is you protecting you. Protect home. It's important to protect home. This is home. Your four walls are home. Your body is home. Your soul is home. This is your temple. Protect it. Protect it, Cancer. I'm going to pull one more card to close this reading. Cancers. Capricorn here. I just recently did a Capricorn reading. If you go on my YouTube platform, I posted it. I just did a Capricorn reading. My son is a Cancer, and he is such an amazing boy. I'm sure he is. That's my cousin. That's my water sign cousin. But guess what? You love him so much because you guys sit opposite of one another. Cancer and Capricorn, they sit opposite of one another on the wheel. So that connection is strong. That connection is strong. I have a daughter that's a Capricorn, and I'm a Cancer. See that? Thank you for the hearts. Spirit guides, help me to deliver the most accurate message that I possibly can to close off this reading. Show me what I need to see. Tell me what I need to hear. Thank you. Oh, and that Capricorn, she different. She's strong. You know, she's strong. Sometimes I think she my mama. No, but no, she's very strong. That's the one you don't have to worry about is the Capricorn child. I got a Gemini. Ooh, that Gemini be wanting to listen. They hear me talking. The Gemini, I be wanting to run from that one. I got a Sagittarius. Ugh. I got a Scorpio. I got a Scorpio. And what is March? Alberta Butterfly. I'm missing one. What's the other one? Listen, I'm missing one. Oh, and if he watching, he be like, "Oh my gosh, she forgot my sign." One card. One card. One card. How do I end this Cancer reading? What do they need to know? How do we close this reading? Ugh, that's a lot. But we're going to pull the bottom. We have the number 11, which is flower. We have flower. But be generous. Success and emotional fulfillment are yours. Be generous. Be generous with yourself. You know, if I teach you nothing else, that money mindset, you have to act like it's yours. You can't feel guilty about having it because so and so doesn't have it. You can't feel guilty because, for instance, right? My mom has crossed over. So I could sit here and say, "Oh, I'm about to get this financial blessing. I wish she was here so I could share with her. I wish I could do all these things for her." Uh-uh. Nope. You can't feel guilty about having it. You have to allow it to flow to you without fear, without guilt. You have to have that money mindset. And when you enter into that money mindset, a lot of people are going to start disappearing because when you begin to hold your head up a little higher, you're going to be able to see people differently. And you'll be able to see who belongs versus who doesn't. You have to be the change in you first instead of everybody with their hand out because they see that you done changed your clothes, you done changed your hair. Oh, that missing piece? That's you. You're going to stop doing for people before you do for you. That's that leader because the leader has to take care of his or herself. So be generous to you. Thank you so much. Thank you. You have to be generous to you because success is on the way. Emotional fulfillment is yours, but you have to believe it. And you know what I love about this? And on the bottom of this deck, remember I pulled from the bottom, now I'm pulling from the top. Abundance again. Lucky times are ahead of you, along with good news. Remember, we saw that before I put the cards up that good news is coming. News is coming. Success and prosperity. Prosperity could mean for someone good health. Prosperity is being happy. Because cancers, when you get a wish, do you wish for you or do you always wish for the people around you? Because cancers always forget to put themselves first. Or even when you don't forget to put yourselves first, you still choose not to. So that missing piece is you. Cancers, I send to you nothing but love and light. I thank everybody for the gifts. I thank you for your time. I know my readings are long. I thank you for your time. That's the most important thing is your time. I thank you for the new follows and I'll be back. And I do have a Capricorn reading on my YouTube platform. Any videos that I do here, I upload them to my YouTube platform because TikTok, when we first started off, right, it was like a 15-minute video. Then it was a 20-minute, right? Then it went to 30. So I would have to take my hour plus videos, break them apart. So then one video would be part 1 to part 18. And that was so tedious and it took so much time. So then I was like, okay, forget it. I can't do all of that. I did it for a long time. But then I recently started taking my lives and putting them on my YouTube platform. So any videos that I do here, you'll see them on my YouTube platform, plus bonuses because I do go live over there as well. And with me going live over there, my next live, I I have to check, but I believe it's either going to be Taurus or Virgo that I'm going to be doing a live, but I'll let you guys know when. And then but always remember on tarot, there's no time. Not only with tarot, in real life, there's no such thing as time. True story. We on this realm, we clock everything by time because without it, we wouldn't know how to be in alignment. Other realms, there's no such thing as time. In real life here, no such thing as time. So if you go through the readings, if they're for you, they'll be for you from the beginning of the reading till the end. I always tell people on this platform, when you listen to a reading, if it's for you, it'll be for you from the beginning of the reading till the end of the reading. There'll be no ifs, no ands, no buts or suppose. It'll be yours until the end of the reading. And as my grandmother would say, from the Buddha to the Tutor. Listen, I'm country over here, right? But I thank you. And I send to you nothing but love and light. Thank you for all the gifts. And good night. Capricorn is on YouTube. My Cancers, you could go listen to my last Cancer reading. Thank you so much for the hearts. Thank you so much. Good night.